a former military head of state who doubles as a former civilian president of Nigeria, one and only General Olusegun Obasanjo, is extremely right, saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has betrayed his inability to protect Nigerians. What with the spate of insecurities, the attacks, the killings, the maimings, the rapings, and kidnappings for ransom and all of that. And worse than that, capturing a brigadier general in person of Musa Uba, Brigadier General Musa Uba, captured in an encounter with the Islamic State of West African Province, a branch of the Boko Haram Muslim community in Borno State, less than a month ago. What do we say, about 2 weeks ago? Or kidnapping school children in their schools, attacking schools, we should say, attacking a church worshiping community, and many others, pervasive in many parts of Nigeria, northeast, northwest, north central in particular, but that's wide enough. Some parts of the southwest too. So, and what is more, the president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has declared state of emergency on security. So, that is an admission on his own part too, that things have gone out of hand with regard to security or insecurity. But I'm surprised that the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, former military head of state and all of that, is quoted as saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not be negotiating with terrorists and armed bandits, but go after them. That doesn't sound like Olusegun Obasanjo to me. And I don't think he drinks, as to say he was drunk when he said it, because General Olusegun Obasanjo retired, former Nigerian civilian president, a former civilian president of Nigeria, was consistent in the past of advocating carrot and stick rather than military force, with particular reference to the Boko Haram Muslim community turned into a terrorist organization by Nigeria's rulers who took up arms against it, while Olusegun Obasanjo himself refused to take up arms against the community. And when the crisis started, he tried to broker peace. He approached some Boko Haram leaders, and but the Boko Haram leaders did not shun him, but they killed the person who interacted with him on their behalf. And the reason was clear. Obasanjo was ready for peaceful resolution of the matter, but the government in power that time, Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, was not ready for peace. That was the case. Otherwise, in 2012, when Boko Haram was ready for dialogue for peace, the government of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, together with his Fulani Muslim imperialists, represented by the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Saad Abubakar III, the then Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, what is his name? Aminu Tambuwa, and Muhammadu Buhari, as a former military head of state then, later became Nigeria's civilian president like Olusegun Obasanjo. The three of them, Fulani Muslim imperialists like Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, who started the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, declined to have peaceful dialogue for peace with the Boko Haram Muslim community. I don't think Olusegun Obasanjo was happy with that, because he used to advocate carrot and stick to resolve the crisis. But Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, a Christian, who incited the Christian Association of Nigeria against the Boko Haram Muslim community so that they can unite with Fulani Muslim imperialists, was adamant, obdurate against peace, saying he will eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community, and struggled for 4 bloody years without succeeding. Brutal years. Civilians and security operatives dying in their hundreds. Yeah. With Boko Haram deploying suicide bombing. And a major general in the army, indeed a former military head of state of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, 1983 to 1985, became the president and promised to defeat and eradicate Boko Haram in 6 weeks. Could not do it in 8 years, not 8 months, could not do it in 8 years, instead of while he promised 6 weeks. And now, what would have gone to the head of Olusegun Obasanjo to advocate go after them? And if you cannot, if it's beyond you, you have the right to ask for help of the international community, because Nigeria is part of the international community, and so has the right to ask for help in the face of intractable insecurity. Why did Obasanjo forget that the roots of the insecurity, of the terrorists and armed bandits, that started with attack on a peaceful Boko Haram Muslim community that Obasanjo himself refused to take up arms against? And then herdsmen terrorism. Who empowered the herdsmen terrorists? Who empowered them? If not their former patron, Muhammadu Buhari, who became Nigeria's president, and like Umaru Musa Yar'Adua abused his power to attack the Boko Haram Muslim community, he abused his own power to empower herdsmen terrorists. And now, worsening mass abject poverty due to the war, due to herdsmen terrorism, and of unbridled official corruption, climaxed in all subsidies are gone. Oil subsidy, education, electricity, no more subsidy for Nigerians, so that they will never benefit from having oil wealth being maximally looted through claim of subsidy by Nigeria's rulers. Obasanjo himself claimed fuel subsidy, and others claimed subsidy before Tinubu, but for the first time ever, no more subsidy of any kind, fuel or electricity, whatever, ruining the economy, creating the worst ever mass subject poverty in the history of Nigeria, worse than during the war, at least in areas where the war, in areas outside of the southeast and the warring regions of Nigeria, 1967 to 1970. Poverty worse than that for Nigerians, other than those in the war-torn areas of Nigeria at that time. So I hope that I don't know what went into the head of Olusegun Obasanjo. I don't think he's a drunkard or that he drinks. So where did you put your carrot and stick that will have worked, except that the people in power said no way? And so where it is now, they should quench the fire that they ignited and not seek for external help, so that they can continue to perpetrate injustices, politicization of Islam, empowerment of herdsmen terrorists, looting of Nigeria's oil wealth to this level under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So what are you talking about, my big brother, President Olusegun Obasanjo? At your 90s, you must be my father's contemporary, though he died a long time ago. So but you are old enough to be my father. Yeah, I'm not yet 70. I'm going to 70. So let us stop all this nonsense about go after them and go and get mercenaries from America and the rest of them. Garbage. The Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi has said it. If you bring any external help, you compound the situation worse than now. Before you go and contract America, Tinubu is sinking Nigeria in debts, looting all the oil wealth, saying no subsidy for anything. Workers must go on strike before their welfare is looked into. Even after they went on strike severally, their welfare is still pending. And now you go and contract America. And Donald Trump, after using trick to lure Nigeria into contracting America for help. No, that's the truth. You must quench the fire. Tell Nigeria's ruler to quench the fire they ignited in attacking the Boko Haram Muslim community, in empowering herdsmen terrorism, in claiming fuel subsidy in an oil exploiting nation. Without justice, there will be no peace. As simple as that. Stop creating confusion